Yo, what up? It's your boy Southseki A60 back with another video. Right now it is 6:39 in the morning, and I was like, fuck it, I want to record a video. So yeah, today we got a video from the Canadian lad, and I watched Avengers Doomsday trailer number 4 in 0.25 speed, and here's what I found. Let's get it.
Needa, and I just watched the 4th trailer of Avengers Doomsday at 0.25x speed, and in this one we finally get a crossover between the Wakandans and the Fantastic Four. If you're a comic book fan, you know this team up isn't random at all, because Black Panther's first ever debut was actually in Fantastic Four number 52 back in July 1966. So no, this is not an odd pairing, this is in line with the comics. Now even though this trailer is only 54 seconds long and basically takes place in
Dude, Shuri and Reed together? Dude, that's gonna be awesome.
Entirely in a desert, but it's packed with hidden details and clues that might tell us what's happening in Doomsday. I think I might have figured out why everybody's gathering in this one specific location, and I've got some proof to validate my theory too. So without any further ado, let's break down this trailer shot by shot. The trailer opens in a desert-like setting, which kinda looks similar to the Void. But I don't think it's the Void though.
Yeah,
Once I
neither.
explain to you my big theory as to why they're here, you'll understand why this cannot be the Void. We see Shuri wearing a brand new Black Panther suit with blue accents now added on her suit. The screen fades to black and we see Namora, the cousin of Namor, wearing the breathing mask that she uses whenever she's on the surface. But notice her costume here. She's wearing this feathered headdress and this orange neck piece, and she's holding a spear. Now she only ever wears them when she's heading into a combat, as we saw in Black Panther 2, implying she's here in this desert with the aim of fighting in a battle. In the next shot, we get a better look at the surroundings with Namora standing in the center. And here in the background, we see a structure that almost looks like a temple sitting in the sand. And this doesn't quite add up, because why would the telecanil, who can't survive without a breathing device on the surface, build their temple on a desert?
I thought it was because that they probably built like an MC in Wakanda, but no. I think it's something way more sinister.
So either this is Talokan architecture that's been displaced, like the ocean itself has changed, or this is actually part of Wakanda, but the land is now dried up and ruined. Right, and if you're wondering what could cause that, well, incursions are the easiest answer here. Perhaps the incursion that's happening on Earth 616 stirred it from the depths of the ocean, causing the water to dry up. Therefore, Namor's kingdom is no longer underwater. And having no other options, Namor and his army have moved their entire...
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was something else. I was gonna say it was Doctor Doom. Like he did it to to weaken them or something. Cause they're strong. Namor and his people, they're strong as fuck, bro. I'm trying to say like without vibranium. So wait, no. That's just Namor, right? That's power. Is that strong? Cause he's a mutant, right? Okay. So I take that back. But still, they're nasty though. They're nasty. So yeah, I thought it was Doctor Doom, but yeah. That's right. It could be because of an incursion, and it made everything just all wacky, like it did in Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. Oh yeah.
Entire city to the surface. And that's why this temple can either of those two. It could either be a Talokan temple or a part of Wakanda. Or there's another way to look at it. At the end of Black Panther 2, Namor said to Namora that the only reason he formed an alliance with Wakanda is because he's expecting a day where Wakanda gets attacked by the surface world, and that's when Talokan and Wakanda strike back together. So it is entirely possible that Shuri detects the incursions first, realizes this is bigger than Wakanda, and goes straight to Namor for help. The camera then pans towards Namor himself, who's now donning a comic-accurate outfit, with raised-up colors just like in the comics. Now, almost instantly, we notice that this Namor isn't wearing any fancy nose rings or earrings as he did in Black Panther 2, which I think is a great upgrade because it kind of looked silly before. Anyway, and if you notice, to notch Yoda's expression here, it seems like Namor isn't feeling comfortable here either. It almost appears as if he's sweating, which does work in terms of continuity.
He said perfect. He looks uncomfortable.
2, Shuri
like he's nervous about something.
By dragging him into a desert.
Get us to the desert.
The further he gets from water, the weaker he becomes. So it makes sense Namor wouldn't feel comfortable here. As for the fancy jewelries, I think it mostly has to do with the fact that the Russo brothers want to make sure all characters appear as comic accurate as possible. And it also implies the grave danger they're in. Because if you're walking into a war where Doctor Doom is the problem, pulling up dressed like you're attending a royal ceremony kind of feels odd. Now notice the texture of his suit. It resembles
Oh,
fish
fish
scales,
scales.
which has to
Yeah.
be a reference to his life and nation underwater. Now what's really interesting is that Namor's suit has these golden accents, while Shuri's suit has these blue accents. This has to be an indication that the allegiance between Wakanda
Yes.
and
Yep.
Talokan is official, and they redesigned their suits to carry symbols of that
That's
alliance. We then
beautiful
see
though.
Shuri walking alongside M'Baku,
Look at
who's
that. That
now
looks
the king
clean
of
with the
Wakanda.
teal
If you
and the
remember
blue
back in
color.
Civil War, T'Chaka was the king of Wakanda, while T'Challa was the Black Panther. So we're kind of looking at a similar situation here. And if you notice, even
Oh
his
yeah, that's right. I was gonna say. I think that was like the first. No, that's right. T'Challa was the Black Panther, while his father T'Chaka was the king. Still, I completely forgot about that.
suit now carries this blue accent. We then cut to M'Baku introducing himself to surprise, surprise, Ben Grimm from the Fantastic Four.
Awesome,
He
bro.
says, King M'Baku, King of Wakanda. To which Ben says, Ben, Yancey Street, between Broome and Grant. Now there are a few things to talk about here. First and
Hey, he
foremost is
keeping
the
it
fact
real,
that
though.
none of them are at all phased by what they're looking at. Neither M'Baku is surprised to see a man completely made of rocks, nor Ben is surprised to hear
Bro,
a place
all the shit they've
called
been through?
Wakanda. They both have seen some shit. And notice how Ben, although a bit jokingly introduces himself by saying he's Ben from Yancey Street between Broome and Grant, that actually indicates he understood Wakanda is a real place. That's why he could respond by imitating M'Baku. So does it mean there's a Wakanda on Earth 828 where Ben came from? Or did he learn about the Wakandans during his trip here? Then we
Yeah,
see Shuri
'cause
preparing to board a Wakanda.
They did say that there were no other heroes in the in Earth 828, but that doesn't mean necessarily that their countries and their islands or whatever like wasn't there. You know what I'm trying to say? So
Wakandan aircraft. She looks at someone off screen
So
and
Wakanda
she
could have been there.
nods, striking the Wakanda Forever pose, while M'Baku in the background is also boarding the same ship. Judging by the engines, it does look like the Royal Talon fighter. Now the fact that Shuri nodded to someone means they're splitting into two groups here. One party is boarding the ship and the other is staying behind in the desert, meaning the fight is gonna take place in multiple locations at once. We then cut to black and the text appears, Wakandans and the Fantastic Four will return in Avengers Doomsday. And that's how the trailer ends. Now there are a couple of theories I have based on the visuals we have got in this trailer. First up, you gotta remember who Namor really is. He's not a noble hero who
Yeah,
does the
my boy-
sacrifice
my
plan.
boy Lil
Neither is he a
Shiesty.
complete villain who just kills for his own enjoyment. He's an anti-hero. His sole purpose in life is the ruthless protection of Talokan and its people. For this very reason, he decided to yield and concede defeat to Shuri.
Yield. And your people will live.
Talokan surviving mattered more than his own pride. So if this temple that we're seeing here really does belong to Talokan, and the people of Talokan are really in danger, chances are Namor might switch sides again and join Doctor Doom. Because if Doom comes in offering him, your people will survive.
in the Secret Wars, you know how in the comic books and Marvel in general, there's the Illuminati. Well, there's also like the opposite, like the evil version, and they're called the Cabal, and it's Doctor Doom, Namor, Magneto, Thanos, and I forgot the other characters, but yeah. So there's the Illuminati, the good, and then the Cabal, the bad. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they're gonna do in the movie. They would be very accurate to the comics.
You can pretty much bet on it that Namor will take that deal. And that'd be terrifying. Because with Namor by his side,
See? Look,
Doom
that's
will
it right there.
essentially be able to control the entire ocean of this planet. Another theory is, because we know Namor and Sue Storm have some history in the comics, we might see some sexual tension between the two throughout this film.
Hey,
which
yo,
might actually
better not.
work in Victor Von Doom's favor.
Yo, married
I mean,
woman.
what's the most effective way to weaken Reed Richards, who's the smartest person alive? You definitely can
True.
beat him in intelligence, but he can
True.
surely destabilize his home. In other
Okay,
words,
okay.
Doom might just use the tension between Namor and Sue to manipulate Reed and cause a domestic rift between him and Sue. Weakening the bond between Sue and Reed will help Doom materialize his goal faster. So yeah, I think there's a very high chance that Namor will play a crucial role in this film. Also, Namor switching sides again could push Shuri into doing the one thing she hasn't fully done yet, and that's killing Namor once and for all. And that'll bring her arc a full circle.
Oh,
Deep
that'd be
inside, she's still
crazy.
carrying the weight afraid of what happened to her mother because of Namor. So I don't think Shuri will trust Namor with everything she has got. Now let me tell you my big theory on why everybody might be converging on this exact location. Based on the behind-the-scene photos, it looks like a lot of these desert sequences were filmed on a real location, precisely in Bahrain. That's probably why the visuals look so good.
Yeah,
Usually
they
if you
look,
CGI
bro.
a desert in daylight, you can actually tell. The lighting gives it away, the shadows don't sit right, and the horizon looks way too clean to be true. But in this trailer, the backdrop actually feels real. Like the actors are standing in an actual place with an actual sun and actual heat bouncing off the sand. Now, why would Marvel go through the trouble of flying a big cast out to a real location if this was just a
Because, first of all, mainly, they got bread up the motherfucking ass, bro. So they could do whatever they got fuck you money. They got that, what I like to call, fuck you money. So, yeah, because they could. But, yeah. What's the other
tiny
reason?
throwaway scene? Wouldn't they just use a green screen for economy? And that tells us whatever will happen here will be significant to the plot. But this photo does raise some questions though. We see the likes of Anthony Mackie, Simu Liu, Danny Ramirez, and Hannah John Kamen. Meaning they must have also filmed scenes in the
Oh,
desert.
yeah,
And
true,
this
true, true,
makes
true.
me wonder, the Fantastic Four ship we saw in Thunderbolt's post-credit scene, does it mean Sam Wilson and Falcon were also tracking that spacecraft? If this theory is true, that would mean all three teams, the Avengers, the New Avengers, and the Wakandans, were all tracking the same spacecraft, which somehow lands in this desert. So that's my big theory, and I think based on the set photos, I might be onto something. But please take it with a grain of salt. Let me know your thoughts on this theory and what do you think of this fourth trailer altogether. Are you excited for Doomsday? Because
Oh, I am fucking
Now I'm hearing that a
ecstatic.
proper full trailer revealing Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom will be released during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And we might keep getting these weekly teasers until then. So
I
this
don't think
may
so. I
not
think we're
be
done.
the final teaser at all.
I think
Actually,
it
you know
is.
what? Let me know what you think about the marketing of this film. I'll see you lads in the comments
Oh, it's
section.
great. It's very different. It's very different right now. But I enjoy it. I love it. It has nothing but increased my excitement for this movie, and that's the best thing it could do. That X-Men trailer. Ooh, I mean, this shit was fire, of course, too. But bro, that X-Men trailer. Come on, bro. Come on. I barely even say this, bro. That shit was gas, bro. That shit was gas, bro. Come on. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that. What y'all thought about this trailer? What's y'all excitement level for Avengers Doomsday? And yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Comments, my fault. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and deuces.